4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. All right. So Troy, again, we're on Facebook Live. We are on Connect Live. Make sure if you got people that need to be here and you're not sure if they're here, you got to get their butts here because today's training is going to be awesome. I took a look at it. I did a little preparation. Troy's going to head it up, but we're going to do this. Troy, the agreement was this will be more like a podcast, no, like a bit of a conversation.
That's right. That's exactly what this is going to be. This is exactly what it's going to be. And I'll give you some background on this, guys. As I said earlier, the word "what if" has been coming to my head a lot lately, and I started thinking about what we were going to do for this particular training, and I thought, well, what if this, and what if this, and I kind of took it in my brain from the beginning all the way to board of director. Okay, so that's kind of the process I went through, and Abel and I are just going to shoot back and forth on and have an open dialogue kind of conversation here. So let's get started, guys. And I'm sure I'll throw in a couple of stories, and I'm sure you will too, Abel.
For sure.
So what if, guys, you set your alarm and got out of bed 30 minutes earlier? What would change? What would change for you, Abel, if you got up 30 minutes earlier? And what could you do during that time? Tell us what you do.
Hey, listen, that would change everything. That could change so much for so many people. And I'm not just hypothetically saying this. I'm saying this because I've done it. Yep. For a period of time in my business, Troy, I made a decision. I know you've done it. Mm-hmm. I made a decision where I had to get up earlier. You know, everything I saw, all the trainings I went to, whenever I saw someone on stage, whenever I saw a great, video on YouTube or in social media, all these leaders said, man, if you win your morning, you win the day. You got to get your day off to an early start. You got to be working when other people are sleeping. And I did that. Mm-hmm. And I know what the what if would be, because what if is man, it changed my life. It changed my business. I was able to start being more productive. I was able to get more out of my day. You see, I would wake up at 10, 9:30, 10:30, and that's when everybody was up, right? So everybody was pounding me with their problems and their challenges and their questions. But when I started getting up 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour earlier, I got to have that, we've talked about it, have that meeting with yourself, mm-hmm. Prepare yourself mentally for the day, for the bombs that are going to come your way. And it totally changed my life. I was able to build a great business. I was able to make a lot of money. I was able to change a lot of lives. So this little what if it could be a game changer. If you're listening to this, if you're watching us right now, this could be a total game changer for you and your business.
So I got to tell you something, Abel. I've been, for the last 3 or 4 years now, and this is going to take it in a different direction a little bit. I've been getting up at 4 a.m. Now, I always told my wife, my wife isn't up until 6, other than the fact that she feeds we take care of the dogs early in the morning at 4 a.m. and then she goes back to bed, right?
She gets up at 6?
No, well, she gets up at 4 with me because I'm up and I'm loud. There's nothing quiet about me. I'm loud and I have 4 dogs, so it's loud. And but the thing is, I found myself getting up at 4 o'clock and going to bed around 9 to 9:30 or so, 10 o'clock at the latest. I found myself being really tired by 2 o'clock. And I couldn't figure out why I was not very productive on certain days. And that goes against what we just said, right? So here's what I did. I decided to do a little test, and I set my alarm for 5 o'clock for a whole week. Do you know that difference right there?
5 a.m., Troy? What a loser. 5 a.m.
I know, right? Right, exactly. But that 1 hour difference, I still had an hour, right? Because I was spending two and a half hours in my time. But I went from 5 to 7 is now my time, right? But I got to tell you, it gave me the ability to make it all the way through the day. And I wasn't sleeping throughout the day. I was more productive during the day. And even though, it's great to be a superhero and say you got up at 4 o'clock, but if it doesn't fit your time schedule and fit your life or your energy level, then figure out what works for you, right? But my point is, take 30 minutes to an hour in the morning and do this, guys, because it will change your life without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I agree, man. I agree. I'll tell you this much: 4 a.m. does not match my schedule.
Yeah.
I would not have any trouble pushing that to 5 a.m. That's for sure. I can do that easily. And but man, you know, if you do that and you're up before the rest of the world is up, and I think we're going to talk about it a little bit
Yep.
later. Okay, so I'm not going to get into the details of what you can do with that specific time,
Yep.
but imagine what it could do for your business. And what when I decided to do this, guys, because maybe you're like me, you know, I like to sleep. You know, Mario makes fun of me all the time. You're like Abel, she's like Abel, you're the laziest person I know. I love to sleep. I like to sleep in. You know, I like having a good time, and I like sleeping in. But when you decide, when you make that decision that it's time to go build fast and big and strong, and you want to just, you know, you're frustrated, you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You know, I got sick and tired of being broke. I got sick and tired of not being able to pay my bills. I got sick and tired of living that life. Then I had to make some adjustments. And one of the things that I did, Troy, was I noticed I had to go to sleep a little bit earlier.
Yep.
You know, so if you're having a hard time getting up early, maybe you're going to sleep too late. So
Yep.
try going to sleep early. But then at the beginning, I'm like, yeah, but I'm not sleepy at that time. So what you do is you force yourself 1 or 2 days to get up early anyway, and you'll see that a couple days later you're gonna get sleepy at the right time, right, Troy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, your body's gonna ask you for it. But this could change everything. The question, what would it change? What could you do during that time? It could change everything. It
Okay,
could
Abel,
set
I
you
just
up.
have to say, Abel, I've been to your house. I know you can sleep in. All right, I'm just telling you. All
You
right.
know it, man. You know it.
Okay, number 2, guys. What if you did not look at your phone or a text or an email for that first 30 minutes? What would be the value of this for you? Abel, I'll let you start.
Yeah, and Troy, by the way, you know, for those of you who are here, I've seen more people logging in. We got people here, by the way, from Sweden. We got people here from Norway. We got someone here from Kyrgyzstan. Welcome, Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan
Wow.
is in the house.
Awesome.
We've got people here from the UK, from the US. We got people here from Spain. We got more people from the US. We got someone here from Canada. We got someone here from Cyprus. Cyprus is in the house. I'll actually be in
Nice.
Cyprus at the end of August, early September for an event over there. And by the way, for those of you, let us know, what do you think would change? Go on the chat
Yep.
and let us know what would change if you made these changes in your life. What would be different? What do you think you could accomplish? What goals do you think you could accomplish that you haven't been able to accomplish up to now? But I made that change, Troy. And the
Mhm.
moment I made that change, because I was just like everyone else, man, I woke up in the morning, grabbed my phone,
Yep.
and then the world starts bombarding you, right, Troy?
Yeah.
And then, you know, you might have had plans to do this or that, and all of a sudden you're solving someone else's problem. There's a challenge with a cruise reservation. There's a challenge with a bonus. There's a challenge with this or with that, and all of a sudden you're fumbling through the day. But if you're able to just put that phone down and focus on you and your goals and what you want to accomplish on that day, that changes everything. Is that true?
It's a very centering kind of thing, right? And you can't center yourself and get yourself focused to be at your very best for the day if you've already let the world take control of your mind space, your mind share. You only have so much mind share, guys. And in the morning, protect it because it's your mind share, right? And protect it like vigilantly, right? And don't let anybody come in between that. And the minute you look at the first text or the first phone, it's over because you're doing exactly what Abel just said. I got this going on, this going on. Now your mind is not thinking about you and how you get centered, but rather how do I solve the rest of the day's problems, right?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
you know what? It's guys, this is, you know, this could be a decision where you live this type of a bit more of a disciplined life, but it doesn't have to be forever. It could be something you do. Every big network marketing leader that I've ever spoken to has said, Abel, there was a 9-month to a 1-year period where I worked like I've never worked prior or after. But based on the work and the discipline and the schedule that I did during that time period, I was able to accomplish, $1 million a year income. I was able to accomplish residuals. I was able to accomplish a life of freedom. So it's not something you're going to have to do forever unless you want to. What happens is that you create that habit and then it's like it becomes easy for you, right? And then you want to keep doing it and it's just the way you live. But, is it worth it? I think one of the questions that you got to ask yourself is it worth it? I mean, look, right now, I'm with Troy doing a webinar. What a business we're in, right? I mean, he's in South Carolina. I'm in Norway. I'm in a place, Troy, right now where, by the way, as right now it's about 3:16 p.m. where you are. It's 9:16 p.m. here where we're at. The sun doesn't go down.
Oh my gosh!
So I haven't seen the night time in almost a month. The sun doesn't come down here for 2 or 3 months, and I'm here building my business. I'm here building my business in the wilderness using the power of technology, a business that pays me money whether I show up or not. So, ladies and gentlemen, trust me, it is worth it. It is worth it. Making these, asking yourself these little questions that Troy's bringing up, the what ifs, could totally change your life forever.
Absolutely. Good stuff. All right. What if you checked your text or email only 3 times per day? Now, guys, this is something that I implemented a while back. I actually have something on my text, an automatic message. Now, here's the plus and the minus to it. The plus to turning on auto messaging that says, "Hey, thanks for the text. I check it at 9 and 4 o'clock. If you really need me, call me." Right? The real lesson is for you, because when the text comes in, because you will still see the texts come in, the question is, will you answer them? You can't answer them if you have your auto thing on. Okay, so you've got to be intentional about not checking them except at 9 and 4 or 9, 12 and 4 or whatever you pick. All right, but my question is, would you lose any friends or business associates if you chose to do it that way? What do you think, Abel? You think anybody would be pissed at you?
It's possible. It's possible, but you know what? At the end of the day, I always told myself they don't pay my bills. I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm here to build a business. I'm here to make friends, but I want to build a business and have friends. And if you're not gonna fit into that game plan, then it is what it is.
Well, and I had a mentor, a coach told me one time. He says, "We teach other people how to treat us." Think about that. We teach other people how to treat us.
So true.
By putting on that auto message, by turning off your notifications and saying, "I'm only going to do this," boom, boom, and boom. It allows you to focus, get intentional, get present, stay present. And you're teaching your sphere of influence, your universe, how to treat you.
That's huge, man. That is huge. Be intentional. Build your business on purpose and with purpose.
And there is no problem with having boundaries whatsoever.
Of course, man. That's the way it's got to work. And I remember, Troy, when I was building our prior business with Frank, I would get to the office, and from 9 to 12, there was a note on Frank's door that said, "Do not disturb." And I needed to talk to Frank. I had questions. I needed help with this or that, or I wanted to chit chat and drink a little coffee. And from 9 to 12, Frank Odino was prospecting.
Wow.
He was talking to people. He was making phone calls. He was contacting people online. He was growing his business. He was being, like what you said, he was being intentional, and he blocked us out. And then after 12 o'clock, while he was grabbing a quick lunch at the office, we could talk to him. And we could ask him questions, but you got to be intentional. And man, that could change everything for a lot of people. These small changes could go a long way.
Well, and here's the thing I would say to you also is, if you lose a friend or a business associate over it, then you probably should be okay with that. Because most people are going to respect you for it, because they know how distracted they are and they wish they could do what you're trying to do.
Yeah, the right people will stay around. The right people will stick around. The right people will not be insulted by that type of discipline. If they really care about you, they'll be like, well, you know what? I want him to be successful. So if this is what he needs to be successful, then I got to support him and I got to understand him.
I've actually had people say, come back in a text and say, thanks for doing that. That's a really cool way of doing it. I should think about that. I'm like, yeah, cool.
Hey, you could be an example.
That's right. That's right.
And, they can follow, and you can help them become successful as well. So I'm with you on that, man.
All right. What if you blocked time in your calendar each day to do the main thing? Oh yeah, and you actually did it. Okay, I know that sounds like that should be common sense, but it's really not, right? So guys, what is the main thing? Let me say this. I would dare to tell you that anything outside of talking to a new prospect is not the main thing. And that new prospect could be a new recruit. It can be a new prospect. It can be an old recruit. It is having strong conversations with people that can grow your business. And so if you're doing anything other than that during prime time, I would say you're not doing the main thing. And I am guilty as all get out. I work from home. It is so easy to work from home, and it is so hard to work from home. Plain and simple, because the distractions are all around me. Okay? And just as easy as it is for me to do the main thing, it's just as easy to not do it. Right? And how would your business change if you actually spent, let me take an example. Let's say you said, I wanted to work 10 hours a week in my business. That's all I want to do. What if you spent 9 of those hours, 90% of that time, talking to a new person? Now, where would your business be a year from now?
Oh, man. That would change everything.
Wouldn't it?
That would change everything. And I remember I found myself, before I decided to make that change, I found myself doing everything else except prospecting. It's easy to do the simple things, following up on this, taking care of this, calling this teammate that has a question, but I left prospecting to the very end.
Yep.
And when I prioritized prospecting, and the way you prioritize something, Troy, as you well know, is you do it first.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not doing something first, it's not priority. So as soon as I started prioritizing prospecting, to me, that meant, according to my business, my goals, my schedule, yours could be different. But to me, that meant prospecting 2 to 3 hours per day.
There you go.
And doing that first. For 2 to 3 hours, I was on the phone with brand new people that were hearing me talk about my business for the first time. And if you do that, it changes everything. It changes everything, because that's where most people screw up. They're not bringing in enough new people. They're not talking to enough new people. And if you do that, you add that to your calendar, you prioritize it, your business will explode. Just small little changes, Troy, small little changes.
Hey guys, here's a tip for you. You just saw it. Abel has 55,000 people in his organization, and he did it. You should probably do it too.
It works. It works.
It works.
Hey, Troy, I'm going to bring it inside because I'm running low on battery.
Okay.
So just bear with me, but you can keep going. I'm just going to set up inside in a minute here.
All right, brother. All right, guys. So the next
live television, baby, live TV.
That's right. So what if you added 2 contacts to your active prospect list 5 days per week? Now, my first question is, do you even have an active prospect list? That would be the first thing I would say is, and what do I mean by an active prospect list? That's a running list of people that you're continually adding to, right? And always working and following up with them until they say, until you've collected the decision from them that's I'm going to get in or I'm not getting in, right? Always be collecting decisions, A, B, C, D. So what if you were to add 2 new contacts to your active prospect list 5 days a week? How many would you have in a week? 5 times. You'd have 10 new prospects in a month. How many? 10 times 4, 40, right? In a year. I don't even know what that number is. It's a lot, right?
It's 500 a year.
500 new prospects, guys. How many of you, where would you be if you had 500 new prospects? And it doesn't take, oh, I got to get 500 prospects. Don't think about it that way. Think about, I need 2 today. Today, I need 2. That's all I need. And go get them. And then tomorrow, don't think about 500. Think about, I need 2. Right? So where would your business be? Any other thoughts, Abel?
Yeah, and like everything, Troy, if you're here with us today and you've never done that, you've never done those numbers, even when we break it down, you might say, man, but I've never done it. When you've never done something, it might be a little scary. But the key is starting. I mean, get started with it. And you're going to see that the more you do it, the easier it's going to get. Mm-hmm. And the more disciplined you're going to be. But then not only that, but at the beginning, when let's say it's you right now and you've got either no team or a very small team, because I know there's a lot of new people here, you're going to be doing all the work. But that work is going to lead to people joining your business. You're going to get people that are excited, new partners, and then they're going to start taking you to their markets. And then you're going to find yourself doing presentations for your team. And then they're going to recruit people that recruit people that recruit people that recruit people. And all of a sudden your business is going to start taking off. And then now really you're not the one doing all the work. I mean, you got a team around you. There's nothing like working in a team environment. So getting it started could be a little tough. But once you get it going, trust me, it's going to get easy. It's going to get easier if you stick to it.
And so Abel's seen this in a big kind of way. I'll share a story real quick. I saw it in a small kind of way in about 2019 with my business. Is I had I was just in the groove. I was in the flow. I was doing daily activities, and I added 3 new people over 6 months, over 2 months. It was no superstar, okay? But my team added 50.
Wow.
And I just remember.
How did that feel, man?
Well, I just remember thinking, oh my God, I didn't have to do anything for that. I got 50 new people. I did nothing for it. Isn't that cool? So yeah, that's very cool. It works without a doubt.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
All right. What if you followed up with 3 of those prospects on your active list 5 days per week? And you did what? You simply helped them move to the next step. You simply set the next appointment. You simply moved the needle a little bit further. How many follow-ups is that per week? Well, if you're adding 2 new prospects every week to your list of friends and family that you've already put together, your active list, right? So now you got 10 new ones every single week. You're following up with what, 3 15,
a day, 5 days a week. That's 15 a week.
Yeah.
60 a month.
Yeah.
700 a year.
There you go. Yeah, you're a brand new board of director, by the way. Just thought I'd tell you.
Oh yeah. We're talking about doing the work, man.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt. No doubt.
We're talking about doing the work. We talk about the keeping the main thing, prospecting, following up, giving presentations, closing people, getting new people off to a fast start, moving your business from big event to big event, working on self-improvement, those basics, those fundamentals, that's what we're talking about. But what if you did it? What if you did it? Wow. That would change everything. That will take your business to another level. And you know what, Troy, you know what the most exciting part is?
What?
We decide if we do it or not.
That's right.
It's up to us.
Yep.
It's totally up to us. So it's a beautiful, beautiful situation to be in, man.
And I hope you guys are seeing that this isn't about, oh my God, I have to go to board of director. I have to do that. This is about small daily goals that you get consistent on. That's all it is. And you guys have heard it before. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? You don't eat a whole elephant at one time. Two new contacts, 3 follow-ups, and then you're done for the day. Go do something else. Go have some fun. Do the basics a little bit. Spend that 2 to 3 hours. Get it done, and then go do what you need to do. Okay? Go have fun and say that you were successful for the day, because doggone it, you were. If you do the basics, you're successful for the day.
Troy, it's so funny you say that, because I've had the privilege of working alongside our co-founder, our co-CEO, Frank Odina, which is, out of everyone that I've met in the world of business, Frank Odina, I'll tell you this, is the most productive person I know. I've never seen anyone be better at time management. He is the most productive human being I have ever met. So you would think that someone that's that busy never had time for anything, but Frank Odina always had time for everything.
Mm-hmm.
When you're productive, it means you're disciplined, you're managing your time, you're not wasting time. You have time to go have fun, you have time for your family, you have time, you can take weekends off if you like, you can travel, because that is the fruit of your labor.
And that's really interesting. And just to touch a little bit more on that, guys, there's a mindset there of having the amount of time to do all that you want to do. It's really easy in this business to think that you have to be on 24/7. That you always I gotta always be prospecting. Always, the 3-foot rule, all of that BS. Excuse my language, but that's truth. Okay, you don't have to do that. And Aniko asks, 2 contacts like 2 presentations, or how do you mean 2 contacts? I simply mean 2 names and numbers that you put onto your active list, Aniko, every day, 5 days a week. Take 2 days off, okay? And enjoy your days off. Don't think, oh my gosh, I got to get my 2. No, you did your work for the week. 2. You miss a day, 2. Okay, I'm done. I got time to do whatever I want now. Go have fun. Go relax. Go spend time with your family, right? But do the little bit of the basics, and then you can go have fun all you want. So I agree with you. Absolutely. All right. Next, what if you had 1 new guest at the weekly presentation each week on Monday? Well, I can tell you what would happen with this team. Well, we wouldn't be able to fit everybody in, right? And would your business grow? And what is the value of third-party credibility? Guys, what is the value of your guest being in front of Abel Prieto each week? I want to share another mindset thing with you. And this came from my days in Amway many, many, many years ago. I remember I would go, at that point in time, we were doing hotel parties, right?
Okay.
We were doing hotel events every Thursday night. And I'd show up and there'd be 100, 150 people in the room, and they'd have the first 2 rows set aside for those guests. And I've been to that presentation 450 times because I was a loyal Amway guy, dude, for 7 years. I was in it to win it. And it's so funny because I knew the presentation backwards and forwards. But when I had somebody on the front row, and this is what I noticed about me, and I can guarantee it's the same for you. When I had somebody else on the front row, all of a sudden, that presentation that I'd seen 352 times was the most incredible presentation ever. Now, let me tell you why. Because I am watching the presentation for number 353rd time from the eyes of my new person. Not my own eyes of 353, but the eyes of my new person. Because when they said something that was really good, that I'm always going, oh, yeah. I know that my guy is seeing it for the very first time and going, oh, hell yeah. Right? And I'm like, that's cool. And so getting somebody here will make a difference for you on this call, on Monday's call, or even on this call. When you have a brand new recruit sitting on this call, you will get more out of it than if you were here by yourself. Make sense?
Makes all the sense in the world, man. I remember when Frank was giving his presentation, his live presentation in the office, when I had no one there because I didn't work the way I needed to work that week, because I didn't work the numbers, because I didn't get up early, because I didn't prospect, I didn't prioritize prospecting, I didn't do the follow-ups, and the result was I was alone in the meeting without a guest. His jokes were horrible. I'd be like, oh no, there he goes showing all the pictures of where he travels. But man, when I had a guest there, man, I love those jokes. I was laughing louder than anyone else in the room. You know, I'm like, isn't he great? Isn't he great? Look at all these great pictures. Everything changes. You know, there's nothing more exciting than a brand new person in your business or in your meeting. And I'm telling you, we got to do a better job at that. You know, and Troy, we've talked about that on Monday presentations. We got to really start exploding this, man. Make it a point to have at least one new guest at our presentation. You're going to have Troy Van Dyke presenting. You're going to have Abel Prieto presenting. You're going to have, you know, people who have done it, who are doing it, doing a presentation for you. You don't even have to do it. You just have to log on. And we got to do a better job at getting more guests to our Monday business presentations. Whether you've got a guest or not, I'll tell you this: you got to be there, but you need to be there with a guest.
Yep, absolutely.
Because every time, us as partners, when you give a presentation, when you're in a presentation, you're learning a little bit more. You're reselling yourself on the business. You know, you're staying close to the campfire. But man, we got to do a better job at getting brand new guests. Make it a point. Everyone that's here right now, make it a point this Monday coming up. Make it a point. That Monday will not pass without you having one, not 10, not 20, not 100. Troy, that would be tough.
Yeah.
One brand new guest with you in that presentation. That can change everything. And so
guys, let me throw something at you here. So it's now Tuesday, right? Now, let's think about this from a time perspective. We got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So if you were to say that every Tuesday afternoon or every Wednesday morning, I'm going to put into my calendar that I'm going to invite 5 people to the following Monday's call. I'm going to do it on Wednesday morning. I'm going to block it out in my calendar from 9 to 10. Then that gives you the rest of the week for them to answer, and you're not scrambling over the weekend because you're not going to do it on the weekend, because we know you're not going to do it on the weekend. Okay. So if you put it into your calendar for Wednesday morning, that gives you a day after the meeting, right? You had somebody there on Monday. Now you're able to follow up with them on Tuesday and come to this training and get them to this training on Tuesday. And then Wednesday morning, boom, you spend an hour, invite 5 people, and then follow them through. And Monday, you got somebody sitting there. And then the same thing, do it exactly the same way every single week. You block that out in your calendar. You'll have people at the Monday meeting. You'll have new recruits at this call, at this Tuesday afternoon call as well.
That's such a great point. That is such a great point, and it's what you said earlier, man. It's working. You know, I called it working with purpose, on purpose. You called it what? It was working with
intentionality and
intentionality.
Yeah, and it's just a timing thing, right? I mean, because think about it. If you did it on Wednesday morning, that gives you, they're going to get Thursday, Friday. That gives them 2 days to respond to you, yes or no, or whatever they want to do. That gives you, and you did it for 5 people, not just one. So chances are you're going to get one to at least say, hey, I think I can make it on Monday. Plus, think about it from their perspective. if they get a text from you on Saturday afternoon for a call on Monday, they're not showing. They've already got their calendar put together for the following week because they're already focused on their calendar. But if you get them on the Wednesday before, because you put it into your calendar for an hour, now they have plenty of time to respond to you and give you an appropriate answer. That's just good. That's just smart on your part to give them the time they need to make a quality decision to come join you on Monday. It's just the right thing to do.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, Troy, even if you do a one-on-one presentation from here until next Monday, and you're like, okay, well, I got someone who can meet with me Thursday. What? You're telling me to wait till Monday? No, meet with them on Thursday.
Yeah.
But there's also something powerful about after you meet with someone, whether they got started or not, get them back to the Monday presentation.
Oh, yeah.
Most people have to hear it a few times. They got to, they got to listen to it a few times. They got to see it a few times. And I got really good at that. I got really good at doing one-on-ones and then saying, oh, by the way, you want to hear from one of the main guys in the company, someone who's had a lot of success, you got to be with me on Monday at this presentation. And then a lot of times that was what got them to get started. Or if they had already gotten started, it sold them the dream again.
Now, isn't that funny? Think about this. If you've planned it in your calendar for Wednesday morning to invite 5, and you're doing a one-to-one on Thursday, and that goes well, and you invite them on Monday, now you got 2 or 3 that show up next Monday. You're triple excited, right? You got somebody who's there for the second time, a second look, and you got 1 to 2 new people that are there for the first time. And why do I say 1 to 2 to 3? Because the more you do this, the easier it gets. The more you do this, the more confidence you're going to have, so that on Wednesday morning, when you go to book them in, you're going to be postured in the right way to get them there, because they're going to understand your confidence. They're going to want to come because of you, not because it's a presentation. They don't want to come to another meeting, but they want to come hear confidence, and you are going to get that way by doing this the right way.
I'm with you, man. Thanks.
All right. Moving on. We're getting closer. What if you showed the in-cruises opportunity 3 times each week? Do we need to say anything about that?
We've kind of been talking about it already. Would your confidence increase? You just talked about that. Would you grow? Would you add more members and partners? Obviously, because it's a numbers game. You're working the numbers. And the more you do it, the better you're going to get. Chances are now, at this point in my career, if I do a presentation, I'm not closing 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5. I'm closing 2 out of 4, 2 out of 5, because I've gotten that good. So imagine getting that good. Well, the only way you're going to get that good is by doing the numbers. You got to work the numbers. If you work the numbers will work for you. And these are the essentials. These are the fundamentals. 3 times a week. Let me ask you a question. For the people here, when was the last time you did 3 presentations in a week? You don't have to answer on the chat, but think about, when was the last time you did 3 presentations in a week, and you did that for 4 weeks in a row, for 8 weeks, for 12 weeks in a row, 3 By the way, Troy, we're not talking about anything. We're not talking about flying to outer space here. We're not trying to put man on the moon. It's not rocket science. It's not even a big deal, but when was the last time? Okay, what if you did it? What if you did it?
What if
you committed to 3 a week for the next 3 months? I'm gonna go do that. Troy, what would happen?
Jeez, oh man, I'd have 10 new recruits in my business. I'd have 10 new legs, 10 new directs. So Ansel asked, can you tell me more about Monday presentation? Monday is the business opportunity meeting, the English business opportunity meeting, and then on Wednesday, right? Do you still do it on Wednesday, Abel?
No. The actual business presentation in English is Mondays.
Yep.
On Tuesdays we do training in English, and on Wednesdays I do training in Spanish.
Oh, okay. You don't have a Spanish business opportunity. Okay,
the other people on our team do, just about every day.
Got it.
The English one, is Mondays at 3 p.m. Miami time. Check your local listings.
That's all your prospects. You can bring your prospects to every one of those, and they're going to be at the end. We're going to say, hey, get back to the person who invited you and let them know you're ready to get started. We're going to help you push. We're going to lead them to make a good decision to get into your business, and you didn't have to do anything other than get them there. Hazel, yeah. All right. So moving on. Number 10. What if you followed up with 3 of your team members each week? Now, maybe you don't have 3 team members yet. That's okay. We got new people on here. You're going to. Would your partners grow if you gave them good leadership, if you talked to them, if you followed up with them, if you encouraged them, if you inspired them? Would your partners be more effective if they knew that you were there to help them? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, Troy, getting them started is the beginning. You know, one of the mistakes I made when I was new to network marketing was I'd recruit someone and I was so excited. I thought it was the end of the race. I'm like, oh, I did it. I did it. And then they quit because I wasn't building a relationship with them.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't giving them time to train them and spending time with them. I mean, getting them started is just the beginning. That's the beginning of the race. Now you got to work with them.
Yeah.
So imagine if you did what Troy was talking about, which is you follow up with your team. These are people that have already signed up. You got with them. You spend some time with them, helping them build their lists, helping them prospect, building relationships with them. What would that do for your team? What would it do for your business?
All right, I'm going to make another comment here, but I'm going to go to the next one first. What if you reached out to your active upline, keyword active, to strategize 2 times per week? Guys, Abel and I talk at least twice a week and sometimes more. Okay? Why? I know how to build this business, but Abel knows how to build this business. I need Abel's help. Okay? And I'm telling you this, when you start to engage with your upline and your upline knows that you are engaged, they're going to engage even more with you, because what are they looking to do? As our businesses grow, our time commitments get more in depth, right? And so who are we looking to work with? We're looking to work with the ones that actually want to be worked with, the ones that actually want to engage with us and actively seek us out, right? So would you have a better understanding of how to become successful if you were talking to your active upline? I will say this, and I use the word active again. You may or may not have an upline that is active. And can you build it on your own without an upline? Absolutely, you can. But I guarantee you there is somebody up above them that is active. And I would encourage you to reach out to the most recent active upline that you have and get in their back pocket and ride this wave all the way to board of director with them. Okay?
Ask for help. Help.
Yeah. And if you're not getting it,
that's what we're there for.
Yeah. And if you're not getting it from from immediate, you can go beyond them, because there's somebody up there that is active. All right. And would you feel more accountable for your actions? That's an interesting question. I know I do. Being that I talk to Abel 3 times a week, I know that when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and Abel doesn't necessarily go, Troy, did you do everything you were supposed to do today? No, he doesn't do that. But I know that Abel is wondering what's going on in my business. And so that in itself propels me to do something about it before I get on the phone with him. Okay.
Hey, and Troy, we're not going to tell them, but we're working on some pretty cool stuff, guys, now.
Yeah.
To help you guys grow your business, some new prospecting methods, lead generation, contacts. I'm not going to give you the details, but we're about to launch something that is going to blow your mind away, where if you're willing to work, if you're willing to present, and you're willing to work with new people, we're about to help you take your business to the next level. And that happens because Troy and I talk, We brainstorm, we collaborate, as Troy loves to say, one of my favorite new words. And then so that's exactly what can happen when you're in contact with your upline.
Okay, and I'm going to say this, and Abel, I'm not speaking. If I'm speaking for you and I'm not speaking out of tune, let me know. But guys, we just talked about people who engage. All those things that he's talking about that are coming, they're not going to be available necessarily to everybody. They're going to be available to those who are engaged and want to do the work. And if you are one of those people and you are actively engaging, you're going to get benefit from it. Otherwise, you won't.
Yeah,
Right?
more news coming your way.
Yeah.
We're gonna put it out there. You guys are gonna know exactly what we're talking about. We're gonna make some announcements. We're gonna hold some special meetings with some of you that we know really want to build it big. But it's about to get really interesting, man. Really interesting. All right, let's go on.
Moving on. Number 12. Let's go back here. What if you did 110-1 over the next 4 years? So what's 100, Abel?
100 directs, baby.
100 directs in the next 4
directs.
years. What's 10?
Double-digit recruiting, baby, in your team.
Boom.
Get double-digit growth.
What's one?
It starts with you, Troy. You're number one.
one a week, guys.
One a week.
This is what increases is talking about from day one. They talked about 110-1. Okay? Abel, where are you on the 100?
I'm at 50-something.
He's got 55,000 people in his organization. He's only got 50-something. Come on, guys. You don't have to be a superstar here to do what he's doing.
Imagine if you had 100.
Holy cow. Do we have anybody in the organization at all that have hit 100?
I think there's a couple people. I think maybe George Torres, or Jonathan, I know is like in the 80s.
Look at that. Jonathan Diaz only has 80, but 100 is success. Oh yeah, right?
Incredible.
Okay. And what if you got membership fee free? What if? What would that do for you if you were membership fee free? What if you reach marketing director in the next 60 days? What if you did what it takes to become a leader in in-cruises? By the way, everything we've just talked about on this presentation is what it takes to become a leader. What if you became a board of director? What if? And I think my whole point to this slide is, guys, I want you to think about what if as kind of a visualization of dreaming. What if I actually did this? What would it feel like? What would it be like? What would I experience if I went out and did the basics so that I could do these things? What if? What if?
Hey man, I'll tell you this as we close here, Troy. Man, this is, by the way, Troy, great job on putting this training together. This is Troy. He just wanted me to plug in and help out. But this is the mind of Troy Van Dyke. And when we're talking about, if you're not a marketing director, getting there in 60 days, it's possible. Or if you're a marketing director, getting to the next rank in the next 60 days, it's possible. Or if you're not membership free, getting there in the next 30 to 60 days is possible. You just got to make a decision to really make it happen. I remember in my prior company where I worked with Frank, that the ultimate title, the ultimate rank was what they called regional vice president. And it took me 4 years and 4 months to get there. And when I got there, I remember people telling me, so Abel, man, it took you 4 years and 4 months to get there. Now, I was still super young, it was still a great thing, but it took me 4 years, bro. 4 years and 4 months. They said, Abel, it took you 4 years and 4 months. I said, no, it took me about 4 months. Because from the moment I decided that I was going to hit that rank, 4 months later, I became a regional vice president with that company.
Wow.
You got to make a decision, guys. If you're not where you want to be right now, there's a good chance that it's going to take you really making a decision to do it, and then backing that decision up with the work necessary. And today, Troy has taught you through the what if questions. It was just a cool way to tell you what you got to go do. This is what you got to go do. You got to make a decision. Just like I made a decision 4 months after being in the company 4 years, Troy. I came close, but I wasn't there. After 4 years of not being able to hit the rank, I remember I made a decision 4 months later. I was a regional vice president with that company, changed my life forever, made me successful there, positioned me to be able to leave with Frank and be here with you now. The power of a decision, guys. So I encourage you to make it, and let's go do great things.
I got one more thing to say. So other than this slide right here, slide 1 through 12, do you guys realize, and I just realized this for the first time, that 100% of the last 12 slides are just small daily habits. Reaching out to your upline twice a week to strategize. It's just a calendar function. Put it in your stupid calendar and then do it. Meeting 2 people every day. It's just a calendar function. Every single thing we've talked about is a calendar function of a daily habit routine. That's it.
So true, man. So true. All right, Troy. Hey, man, it's been fun. I got to get back to having fun over here.
Abel, thank you so much. This is, as good as, thank you for saying as good as this was, but it would have not been nearly as good without you here, brother. I appreciate you.
Awesome, man. Thank you for your leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Be sure to be here next Monday with your brand new guest for our Monday business presentation. Whether you meet with them before or after, get them back here next Tuesday, same hour, same channel. Be back for training with someone else on your team, and let's go build an incredible business. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, guys. Talk to you later. Peace.
From Norway.
From the U.S. Peace.